Hello, guys. How are you? Happy Sunday. Guess who's first? Like he always is first, Alfie. Just wanted to pop in while we're doing a little bit of grooming today. He goes right on his back. He's like flipping over. I'm going to tilt this down a little bit so you guys can see him. And look who is waiting right down there. Hi, come here. You can come up too. Poppy's been a little bit shy this week, but she wants to get groomed too. So anyway, just wanted to pop on and see what was going on with you guys. Oh, I forgot my scissors. Hang on one second. I want my little band scissors. I feel like every single time I sit down to groom the dogs, I forget some accessory. And it's so funny because I looked right at the scissors and then I didn't take them. So we actually went on our walk already today because it is so warm out in Boston. I think not so warm, but it was so warm in comparison to the other days that we've had this week. So I actually took separate walks with the babies today, and I took Alfie out on his own so we could work a little bit on his barking, which actually went really, really well today. I know that we're going to plan on traveling in a trailer, so I really want to get his barking more under control. And I feel like I actually had him a little bit better. You were just a little bit better today. He was still barking for sure, but it wasn't quite as bad. So every single time we walked by somebody that had a dog, and of course he started barking every time, I told him no, and he didn't listen. So then I gently flipped him over onto his back and held my hand on his belly and told him he needed to stop. And then when we got up, and he wasn't barking, I said, good, quiet, good, quiet. And so he seemed to get it a little bit. He was still like really holding it in with the barking. And he still let it out sometimes at certain dogs, but we did actually walk by a few dogs and he didn't bark at them today. So that was like a huge, tremendous win for us. So that felt really good. He did still bark a lot. And then I left him in the condo by himself when I took out Poppy and Lola. And he was scream barking when I came back up the stairs. So it didn't stop him from barking when I got home, and I didn't take him with me. But anyway, I thought it was pretty good. Who is on today? I always love to hear who is on in the comments. And if you guys have any questions about, honestly, it can be about Yorkies, it can be about life. Feel free to jump into the comments section. I always love it when you guys say hello. I feel like I'm a little bit warm in my sweatshirt. I put it on because I was outside walking, and I'm like, it might not be the best choice for sitting inside too. What are you doing right there, Poppy? But anyway, that is kind of what we were up to. We had a pretty good walk too. So Lola, Poppy, and I went walking in the park, which is right near my house. And there were just so many people there today. So that was a little bit overwhelming. A lot of people were running up, trying to pet the dogs, and there were a ton of bikes and scooters. The thing about the park near my house is that it's not actually supposed to have bikes and scooters. And I don't know about you guys, but it really makes me nervous when there's a ton of bikes or a ton of scooters because they move so quickly. And I just feel like I'm constantly protecting the Yorkies from them. So it was a little bit more relaxing when I took Alfie out. We went out onto the Esplanade, which is right by the Charles River in Boston. So that was really beautiful. And there were a lot of people, but it wasn't quite as congested. But the garden was just full of so many people. Hello, Amelia. How are you? It's nice to have you on here today. And Haley, hi. Haley says, hi, Megan. I finally made it to a live. I love your Yorkie videos so much. I have learned so much from listening. I plan on getting a puppy once I have moved houses. Love to all of your babies. Thank you so much. That is such a nice comment. And I'm so happy that you get some good information from my videos. I'm always sharing about Yorkies, beauty, self-care, life. I love just sharing things on my channel, so I'm glad that you enjoy it. Thank you so much. Amelia says, what are your favorite products for self-care? Oh my gosh, I have so many favorite products, Amelia. So I actually have, I don't know if you guys know, but I do have a clean beauty site. It's called Shop Megan Graham Beauty, and I have a lot of my favorite products on my site. And then actually, I meant to also I also meant to tell you that I am launching. I should show you this too, because since we're talking about my favorite products, I know I've been talking to you guys about the fact that I've been working really hard getting a couple more products that I manufacture ready for launch, ready for sale. So this is my packaged product. So it's a beautiful silk scrunchie set. I love the colors. So black obviously is really beautiful and basic. They're the perfect size to wear on your wrist. And then there's a ballet pink in the center and a gold. So the packaging looks super cute. It's Megan Graham Beauty. And it's actually going to be, so the actual packaging will be a little bit lighter pink than this. I like this packaging, but I wanted it to be a little bit more on brand for me. So that is one of my products. And then this one came out so pretty. So this is my silk sleep mask, and it has my signature, my saying, which is stay healthy and stay beautiful. And it's got a really pretty box. I'm so happy with how it was manufactured. So a beautiful box. And then this is the sleep mask. So it's a larger size, so it really blocks out the light. And it's made with non-toxic dyes and mulberry silk. So anyway, these are my next two. Oops, sorry, I just scared Alfie when that I forgot it has a magnet. But those are my next two products, and I personally love them, which is why I made them. So I always sleep with a silk eye mask. And it's so funny when I put my silk eye mask on, Lola knows it's time to go to sleep. She's like, oh, it's sleep time because mom is putting on her silk sleep mask. So that's exactly when she cuddles up with me in the morning. Amelia, thank you so much. I really like how they turned out. So those I think will be for sale mid-June, so not too far away. They're being manufactured now. It took a long time to get, just like choosing that perfect product, getting the packaging together, getting all the details. So now I'm working on the listing for Amazon, but it came together really well. Other than that, so on my website, I have Audacity Skincare. Audacity Skincare is literally my favorite thing, and I use so many products from them. I use their body wash. Um, I use their non-toxic face mask, and what I like about it is that you actually mix it fresh. So a lot of times I'll add little things in, like I might add manuka honey. Sometimes I add a little bit of yogurt or bananas. Another favorite thing that I add is bentonite clay. So that gives me like a really deep detox. I've had a lot of inflammation on my face lately, and it just really helps with my inflammation. I also had like gross, but I had a little infection, and I was able to use it to help to clear that up. So it's a good all around face mask. I also use their moisturizer, their serum. I mean, that is like my top number one self care product. Um, Oh, that's so great that you sleep with a silk eye mask. It's so interesting. I slept the other night without my silk sleep mask on, and I instantly noticed such a big difference. Like I woke up so much earlier in the morning when the sun came through, and the light woke me up. So I really find that I sleep so much better when I block all the light out. And even though I do have blinds and things like that, there is still so much light that comes in, and I'm a very delicate sleeper. Like when I wake up, if my sleep mask somehow has come off of my face, which of course has happened before, the light just comes right through my eyelids and wakes me up. So it really does make a difference to wear that. Other than those things, those are really my favorite things. My sauna that I have, my infrared sauna, is one of my favorite self care things. I find it so relaxing, so rejuvenating, and it makes my skin look so much better. And I also have a really beautiful bath salt. I think it's Epsom salts, but with essential oils from the same company, Audacity, and that is incredible. So many different favorite self care items. Oh, and my gua sha tool, which also comes from Audacity. It makes my skin look significantly better. So those are really my favorite things. Um, It's funny, I'll have to think about what I'm packing because I'm getting ready for my California trip, and honestly, Jeff and I are not going to be doing much of anything. So, we're definitely gonna be hanging out a lot, but I will bring, like, some face masks and just, like, basic things to, pamper myself a little bit. I also have to admit, I did just buy myself a new Prada fanny pack. I do what's called well, I call it anxiety buying. So I was a little bit nervous about my surgery. So I got the cutest black nylon fanny pack, which I actually just wore when I was out on my dog walk. And I have to say, obviously, fanny packs don't need to be Prada, and I did buy a Prada, but I love it. I absolutely love it. So, is that a self care item? I think it is. I'm not sure. Hello, Jackie. How are you? It's so nice to see you. It says, "Hi, Megan. I hope you're doing okay." I am doing okay. Still tired, but you know what? Feeling good is on the horizon for sure. It says, "One of my Yorkies is highly reactive when I take him out, and not just with other dogs. He is a very anxious little boy." Um, do you have any idea of what makes him anxious, Jackie? I don't know that, I don't know that Alfie is anxious. I think part of Alfie's thing is just that he's not neutered, which is obviously such a big, um, such a big issue for him. I'm really, really hoping that the breeder will say that I can neuter him soon. And I know it's a little bit late because I think he's either 4 or 5 years old now. I know I should know that, but I feel like I've just like lost track of stuff the past few years. But so curious, like why do you think that he is anxious? Do let me know. Hello, JW. Thank you for joining. I just made this little impromptu YouTube live today. I feel like I always wait lately until close to my YouTube because I don't want to schedule it in advance and then not feel good that day. So I felt pretty good today. I took my walks early and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to brush the babies anyway. And I always love to get on and talk to everybody. So decided to pop on here. Amelia, so my surgery, it's so interesting. My last video that I just posted was probably my most, if you look, you'll see exactly what my surgery is about, but I can still just tell you in a nutshell. So, and the last YouTube video that I posted was like my most, I don't know how to say it, my most authentic, my most real one. And I just felt like I needed to share it. But it basically, so Amelia, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but I'm getting a breast explant. I am pretty darn sure that my breast implants have been the reason that I haven't gotten all the way better from my mold toxicity. So I'm going to Newport Beach and getting it done. And I'm a little bit nervous, but at this point, I'm kind of excited about it. And I did find out an additional thing this week that I didn't even know when I made my video that I made. But if you might like the video, we'll totally explain it. I was emotional, but I think that was something that I had to go through. So I finally got my surgical reports from my old plastic surgeon in Beverly Hills who originally did my breast implants. It was really hard to get them. They said they didn't have them, but I finally got them to send them to me because I knew they had them. Um, one of my closest friends is actually a surgeon. And when I told her that they wouldn't give me my medical records, she said, "They have your medical records and they're yours and you need those." So anyway, I got the medical records. I was it just another piece of the puzzle, but I actually have the breast implants that were recalled, I think 3 or 4 years ago by the FDA because they are known to cause lymphoma. And they recalled them as in they didn't put any more in women. So if they were out there, they didn't sell them anymore, but they just didn't notify anybody that had them. So it makes me extra excited, extra glad that I'm doing this surgery. It's definitely for my health. And just another little side note, I don't even know if you guys can tell the difference, but this week I also took out my hair extensions too. So this is all my real hair. I was going to put my hair extensions back in, and honestly, my hair I think it looks pretty much the same. It's probably a little bit blonder when I have my extensions in. But I don't know, there was just something about the whole thing. One, I thought when I'm in California and other people are blow drying my hair, they'll probably be pretty happy if I don't have as much hair in. And also, I think I just felt like, you know what, it feels so good to be me. And I think this year is really all about embracing being myself, and that I don't need to be more because I was born. It sounds so silly and corny, but just I don't need to be more. I was born the way that I was supposed to be, and I don't really need to add all these things. And I just want to be like original Megan with my, it sounds so funny, original Megan with my original body parts and my real hair and things like that. So, anyway, it feels really nice. I barely had any extensions in. For those of you that don't know, I do own a salon. I had just a few very small extensions here, but even a few extensions just feels different. So feels so nice. I think my husband's going to love it because he can really put his hands in his hair, and things are in my hair rather. So it feels really good to have them out. I actually am loving my own hair. Everything feels good. Oh my gosh, Amelia, thank you so much. It's going to be great. And we have a gorgeous little house rented. I will miss these little babies, but they will be under the best care at home and everything. So that will be really, really good. Thanks for asking what it was about, by the way. Um, and Jackie says a speeding cyclist startled him when he was about 8 months old. And since then, he has been reactive. Prior to this, he was happy to greet and meet any dogs and people alike. Oh my gosh, that's so scary, Jackie. I feel like that's literally all it takes, isn't it? Just that one experience that just imprints so much on them. Um, and, you know, it's crazy when people are on bikes and they're riding around other people. I mean, not everybody, but some people are just not careful the way that they are riding around and just like flying past the dogs and everything. So I wish people would be a little bit more careful because I mean, they could really run the dogs over. The other thing that was happening in the park today in Boston was a lot of people just like dropped their dog leashes, and the dogs, there was like a dog that ran up to us, and I fortunately only had two of the dogs, but I pulled them up and the dog was jumping and the owners were nowhere to be seen, and it just had its leash on it. And I actually think I know who the owners are because I've seen this woman walking that dog before, and she and her friend just walk in the park and she drops the leash and then it's just all over other dogs. So I was a little bit frustrated today. It was just hard to enjoy my walk in the park because I felt like a lot of people had bad manners. I don't know how to say it. Like, just it's so good, especially when you're a little dog owner. You really appreciate when other people keep their dogs on a leash as opposed to just letting them go. I feel like he seems really, really tangled today. I don't know why. I'm sure he got brushed yesterday, but um, oh my gosh, Haley, thank you so much. I really appreciate the compliment. It feels nice just to see what mine actually looks like. And I got a haircut. So I got a haircut at my salon. Tammy, that cuts hair there, is phenomenal. And she did such a nice job. So she cut it with these really pretty little pieces as well that I can, put it into a ponytail and they can fall down. The other nice thing is that now that I don't have any extension bonds, my ponytail is a lot nicer and it doesn't break. So before it was just so thick that it was breaking the extensions. And now I just have this nice ponytail on my hair. I just think it's great. So feels so good and everything. So thank you. JW says, I couldn't tell that you removed your extensions. You're right. Absolutely embrace yourself as is. That's just the feeling that I'm getting, right now. It's like, I also can't have a spray tan because you're not supposed to have one before surgery. So this is more like, I guess the whole thing is more me. Like, I'm very, very fair skinned. And yeah, just my hair and all of that stuff. But it feels nice. So just a little bit of a change. I wouldn't mind like a little bit of a tan, but that's okay. This is the color that my skin is. So um, Amelia says, one time I saw a cyclist go very fast and this lady's dog got scared and ran away. They were able to get it back. That was in New York City. That is so crazy. Yeah, the city has just been so crazy lately. I'm definitely, honestly, dying to get out of the city. I used to love living in the city, but I am ready to live somewhere else that is not as busy all the time, not as full of people. So we will see where that would be, but I think eventually just not in the city. It's just gotten a little bit too congested and things. And I don't know what it is about. I mean, I don't even know if it's the pandemic anymore. I personally feel like I guess we're still in a pandemic, but I think, we're 2 years in, so it should be a little bit different. But for me, I feel like people's manners strangely got even worse. I don't know why, but I do feel like they got a little bit more, I don't know how to say it. Like there's way more dogs off leash and people just fly through the park and stuff on their bikes. So it's kind of funny, but um, hello, Karen. Karen says you don't need hair extensions with your lovely hair. Thank you so much, Karen. It feels really nice. And I was also thinking that, um, when my husband and I travel in the trailer with puppies and things like that, just having your own hair is easier to deal with. It's not that extensions are so hard to deal with or there's anything wrong with them, but if you want to go swimming or biking or something like that, it's just easier to have a little bit less hair. And I like my hair. So anyway, it was really funny. I intended to put them in, and I didn't wind up having time to do it. And then I was going to do it the next day. And after just kind of like sleeping with my own hair, also, and you know what was so nice and different too? When I blow dried just my own hair, like you couldn't get the brush caught in it, and it was a little bit faster to do. And it somehow just like my hair is a little bit softer than the extension hair too. It's like it's pretty nice hair. So yeah, it's every bit as long as the extensions were. I just added a few darker pieces and a few blonder pieces. So I guess I was just doing it kind of for the color, and I don't know why I was doing it, but it was just making it a little bit harder to deal with. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna be my family. My nickname is Meggles, and I feel like I'm way more Meggles now. So it feels really good. I guess it's never too late to totally be yourself. I know my personality is totally me, but I think just embracing the parts of me that I don't know, my original parts is good. I was trying to figure out why not that it's any big deal to do those things, whether it's breast implants or hair extensions, but I was sort of trying to figure out why exactly I felt like I needed to do them. And yes, I think it was the fitness competitions, but I also, I don't know if this ever happened to anybody else either, but when I was a teenager, I had quite the problem with being bullied when I was in kind of like the end of middle school and then the beginning of high school. And I feel like I've carried that over with me a little bit. And maybe I was trying too hard or trying to be someone different. Um, and so, anyway, always working on, I think, learning to love yourself and like fully loving yourself and accepting yourself is like a lifetime job. And so, just feeling lucky to be me, and also to have my husband that is like loving me just the way that I am. Obviously, of course he does, right? Marcy says, "Hi Megan, do you always have a sitter in your home for your Yorkies? If not, how long do you allow your dogs to stay home alone in a day?" Most of the time I do have somebody here with them. I just have so many. So, but it's not just because of the Yorkies. So I have some young ladies that help me at my home just because I've got so many different business projects going. I've got the salon, my YouTube, manufacturing products, shipping things from my website, scanning, just a lot of business stuff goes on at my house. So, they're not, oh, wow, don't you look so nice? Joe, you look so nice. They're not only here for the dogs, but they are here with the dogs and they do take care of them. So they're here most of the time. Occasionally they're not here. I don't like to leave the dogs by themselves for more than 3 hours. I mean, in a real pinch, I could leave them for, 4 hours, but I feel like they're so used to having company and they just love to be with people. I never ever leave my dogs for 8 hours. I never leave them for an entire workday or anything like that. Um, so, I mean, not to say that it's wrong if people do, but I think it's just a long time. I think I found that my Yorkies are the happiest if they're absolutely not left for more than 4 hours. Um, Even though they have potty pads and things like that, I just think they start getting a little bit anxious. So even when I didn't have my assistants, I would have somebody walk them and check in on them and things like that. And they really like to have their day broken up with, somebody to see them and catch up with them and things. I want to get Poppy out. Oh, she's right behind me. What a good girl. Hi, little girl. Hi. Poppy and I went on the most special walk the other day. So we went out, just the two of us, and she was so happy. She's been kind of in like a little bit of a shy mood this week, and I'm not exactly sure of why she has been. Um, So not sure, but she's been a little sensitive. So we took a special walk and it really seemed to like brighten up her day. And then what was cute was when we got home, she just wanted to sit with me nonstop and just be with me the entire time. Karen says it's never too late. We are learning about ourselves every day. It's so true, Karen. It's so funny. I've just gone through different phases. When I first moved from New Hampshire to Boston, I was very much kind of like I don't know how to say it. I had never worn high heels. I barely wore makeup. I had never straightened my curly hair. And I think I went through this phase where I just had to be like fancier or, do all these things. And I guess I've just gone through this whole phase. I always used to be dressed up and I was always in high heels and things like that. And now, as you can see, I'm usually in a sweatshirt. I still like to do my hair. I still like to have some makeup on and things like that. I'd like to look nice, for sure, but I'm pretty casual and I just like to be comfortable and happy and have fun with my dogs. So I feel like I'm probably going in almost completely the other direction. I still love beauty and things like that, but I would say if anything, I'm just a little bit more down to earth now, and I like to just like have fun with my puppies and do the things that matter. Amelia, how curly is my hair? Not super curly, but not. I'm trying to think. I don't think I have my phone here, but not super curly, but not super straight. It's kind of like Sarah Jessica Parker's when she wears it curly, like sort of bigger, looser waves, if you will. Um, I wear it like that sometimes. I actually might wear it like that sometimes after my surgery because, I might go and get a blow dry, but some of the days I might just feel like washing my hair and letting it dry naturally. So who knows? Maybe I'll do a YouTube live with curly hair soon. I get a lot of compliments on it when it's curly. I wore it curly a few times this week to work, and it's cute. All the ladies that work with me, whenever I walk in with curly hair, they love it when it's curly. So we'll have to see. I haven't done it curly without my extension, so it will be interesting to see how it is when it's just my natural curls. Poppy I think she might be just the best dog ever. She is such a sweet little girl. Yes, she is. Look at that. You are so pretty. Look how pretty you are. Yeah, you're a sweet girl. What a sweet little puppy. Look at that. I got all of my purchases from Poshmark this week, and they are so great. I got a lot of Aloe Yoga sweatpants that I'm going to bring with me to Newport Beach, and just some cute little tank tops. I always get Yorkie hair on my nose, guys. Sorry, it's really killing me. But anyway, really cute little tank tops that snap up and things like that. So I love Poshmark. I feel like you can get so much good stuff. And you spend so much less than at the store. JW says, how's the no sugar diet coming along? I'm struggling. I find that sugar is also in salad dressing. So, gosh, JW, I'll be honest, it's not perfect. I'm doing so much better and I'm eating so much less sugar, but I've still had a little bit of sugar. I mean, honestly, barely any. But today the cat got into the Lazy Susan in the kitchen. He loves to get in there. I think it was like an inch open and he opened it and he was in the back of my Lazy Susan. And when I went to get him out, I found a chocolate bar that was in my kitchen safe that I hadn't seen and I totally ate it. So it's not been no sugar for me and I'm totally craving it, but it's been way less sugar. I don't feel very different, but I do find myself really craving it. Like last night, I found myself looking at the DoorDash website and I kept considering ordering an ice cream sundae. So, I mean, I'm doing better than just all the sugar that I was eating, but I find it really hard. I've definitely been eating a lot of fruit and white rice and like Ezekiel. I love Ezekiel cinnamon raisin muffins. So I've been having all of those things. So it's not like I'm going like low carb or anything, like that, but it's pretty tricky. I feel almost more hungry when I don't have sugar. But I do feel a little bit less inflammation. So I think that is definitely a good thing. Amelia asked, do I let people pet your dogs on walks? Um, it really depends, Amelia. A lot of times, I'll be honest, I haven't really been feeling very good lately because I've had a lot of health issues. And when I go out on a walk, I just want to go on my walk and not really be around people because I spend so much time around people at my job. There's also been a lot of stuff happening in Boston. Like people are getting attacked in the park and things like that. And I'm sure most people are probably fine, but I'm just keeping my distance from people, generally speaking. So it really just depends. If it's really not a crazy day and I can tell someone is okay, I might let them pet the dogs. But I do get that request so much, and I don't really love having random people around the dogs. This city has just been it's been weird this year, so I'm kind of keeping my distance from people a lot. But it just depends. If they ask super, super, super nicely, and there's not a lot of people around, sometimes yes. But a lot of times when I go on a walk, I'm just dying. The thing that's so hard about living in Boston is you never get any just like tranquil, relaxing, zen, alone walking time. So I try to create that as much as possible. And a lot of times that just means not stopping and talking to people. Marcy asked, what dog walking services do you use? So, Marcy, I never use any dog walking services. I've had pretty bad luck with them. I usually just keep, and I know it sounds a little extravagant, but because I have so many businesses, I usually have someone that works at my home part time. And, that's someone that I really know that I have done a background check on. And that person also walks the dogs. So I don't just have like, I would never feel comfortable just having somebody come into my home because I've been an employer at this point, for 12 years. And actually, no, 14 years. So I've just seen a lot of different stuff and it hasn't always been good. So I'm super, super, super careful of who comes in to my home and also super careful of who walks my dogs. When I was younger, did have a couple of dog walking services. And one of them I had when I had a chocolate lab, and they did not walk my lab. They would take her out and set her down and then bring her inside. And I remember just feeling like I got home and I couldn't understand why she had to pee so much. And a neighbor finally told me that the service was just setting her down outside, letting her feet touch the ground and taking her right back up the stairs. So that was my first experience. And, I got my money back, but what I didn't get back was that they were not taking care of my dog. And I thought that they were. So I definitely think that if people are going to get a dog walking service, I would for sure suggest getting a nanny cam because you really never know what's happening. You don't truly know how long they're going out for. And sure, there's lots of honest people, but unfortunately, trust is earned, and it's just kind of a scary thing because I feel like it's people in your home with your babies. So you really can't be too careful when you're vetting people. So I think I was on care.com maybe last year when Skylar moved and I was looking for a new assistant before I found the young ladies that work for me now. And I also felt like I do think you have to be really careful on those services because a lot of times my gut feeling is that I bet you that a higher population of people that use those services get robbed and not, well, maybe by the people that wind up taking the jobs, but maybe by other people as well. Because a lot of times people are posting, if you think about it, they're posting a schedule of when they're not going to be home, or they're communicating with someone when they need someone because they can't be at home. And I feel like that would be a perfect site for thieves to go on and find people to rob. So there was one person on care.com that wrote me, and her profile just looked too perfect. Like, first of all, her picture wasn't real. Everybody else had like their pictures were like not good, camera phone, not professional. This one had like a model picture. And, she was like, had the perfect background and all this stuff. And she was like, hey, when will you not be home? And I was like, oh, no, I'm home every day, all the time. Because I just got this like strong intuition that this person was definitely not, she wasn't the person in the pictures. And I was like, ooh, my spidey sense says that like people could definitely rob you based on knowing your schedule. So anyway, hate to be not trusting, but at the end of the day, it's better to give people your trust when they earn it, right? Poppy is Oh my gosh, she's just so good. Poppy still needs to go back in for another dental because when they did her dental, they actually needed to take out, so sad, but all of her teeth. And apparently, she got her body temperature dropped a lot and they had to wake her up from anesthesia. But they said that the other teeth really should have come out. They just did not come out yet. So I think that is something that I need to do soon. I feel so bad. I feel like she already went through her dental. And I mean, as I think about going through anesthesia, I'm like, I don't want to put Poppy through that, but I also want her to be healthy. So probably going to schedule that pretty soon. Hello, Mariana. How are you? It's so nice to see you. Thank you for joining today. How's your puppy doing? Poppy has a lot of stuff here in her little mustache hidden. Oh, Poppy, you're so beautiful. She's going to feel so much better. She's the one that always wants to be brushed, and she always feels so much better. JW says there has been a rash of dog snatching. Oh my gosh, in the DC area, thieves are targeting various dogs, although it appears Boston Terriers are their prize. Everyone should be careful while walking their dog. I completely agree with you, JW. I mean, it's so crazy, but like, I feel like people have just gotten so desperate these days with what they're doing. And unfortunately, you just can't be too careful because obviously, I mean, there's no way I'm letting anybody take my dogs. And so I try to, never give a lot of even information out, like about where I walk and things like that. And I also tell my assistants to be really careful. I don't necessarily think they're careful enough. I saw or I heard one of them walking down the stairs and she was on her phone the other day. And I'm just going to let her know that, when you're working, like there's no phone. You can't walk my dogs and be on the phone. It's like your job is to pay attention to them. So that means don't walk them and be on the phone. I don't walk my dogs while I'm on the phone because you need to be able to pay attention. Even though I was paying attention today, a dog still ran up and was off leash, and I didn't know it was coming. It came up behind me. Melissa, hi Melissa. It says, I am so excited I picked up my two party Yorkie puppies today. They're 7-week-old girls. Yikes, Melissa. I can't believe somebody gave you dogs that are 7 weeks old though. That is way too young to bring puppies home. I'm sorry that the breeder let them go home so early. Sorry to be honest, but that is really young to take dogs home. Usually, legally, you're supposed to have a dog be 8 weeks old to be brought home. But with Yorkies, I always recommend they be 12 weeks old so that they have a super healthy start and that they're old enough to be with their mom for long enough. So it's exciting that you got puppies, but I wish they were older than 7 weeks old. That's for sure. Mariana says, my puppy is fine, but she is losing nearly all her teeth. Eating has been such a problem. Well, that's so funny. I am sorry that that's happening all at once. I don't remember. It's been so long since I've had a puppy that I honestly don't remember when they lose their teeth or if I don't remember mine losing all of their teeth all at the same time. Sometimes I take this little finer comb and I go over Poppy's legs after just to get her really untangled, and it makes her hair so fluffy. I can't really use the finer comb on all of my dogs because Alfie has such thick hair that I find that it just gets really caught in his fur. But Poppy has the best hair out of all of my Yorkies. It's the easiest to brush. She's such a pleasure to groom because she's such a good girl. So I always use this on her just to get a little bit of extra fluff and a little bit of extra silkiness as well. Wow, that's so strange that the mom stopped nursing them. But were there not other puppies for them to socialize? Because it's not just the mom stopping to nurse them. Even when the mom stops nursing them, you still usually leave them with the mom because she teaches them things. And I mean, um, I just me, sorry, I always tell the truth, but I would never take a Yorkie home that early, only if the mother died. But other than that, the time with the mother and the other babies and things is so valuable. It's not just the nursing, but the problem is you can't be a dog. You can't be a dog mom. So no matter how much you care for them, um, you can't do the same thing that a mother dog would do. So that's why I always try to let people know that even though I know they're super cute when they're little, we really can't replace, you know, the mama dog. 4 of them died in birth. Wow, 4 of them died in birth. That's so sad. Oh my gosh, that poor mama dog. She's been through a lot. I hope that she's okay, and I hope that your puppies do really, really well, Melissa. I'm very happy for you that you're a new mom, and I hope that they thrive with you. It sounds like you are really ready to be a very, very loving mama. Oh my goodness, Poppy, you are the best little puppy ever. I feel like there are so many parts to brush on our Yorkies, right? I'm always finding like little, not even, oh, what a good girl you are. Not secret tangles, but so many different areas where we can completely miss their little tangles and things. So definitely the hardest one and the one that I feel like I always put off until last is Lola. I'm actually thinking even though they got groomed pretty recently, I think I'm going to try to groom them. Hopefully in the next week I'm going to try because when I get back from surgery, I think it might be really hard to do it. And so I'd kind of like to have it as easy as possible so that everything is easy, like brushing them and taking care of them. So I'm going to sort of like shave down their bodies next week, and I sure hope I get a little bit better. I'm going to watch I still want to call it Groomer's Harness. I can't remember what she changed her name to, but whoever that groomer is on YouTube, I'm going to try to watch a few more of her videos. I'm a hairstylist, so I think I can learn some of the stuff, but I'm still not as good at grooming as I want to be. So I'm just going to try a little bit harder this time, see if I can clean them up. But the groomer kind of didn't do a really good job. I had groomed them this time before she came, and she didn't really spend much time on them and then left. So they looked pretty much the same when I saw them after as when I did it. So I think they seem like they already needed grooming. Like her hair seems pretty long, although not her ponytail. Maybe I'll just do the body part because actually her face looks good. Maybe the body part and just a little baby trim right there. Lola. Lols, come on, Lols. Hi, girl. Come on. Where's my little girl? Come on. She just came over. She's like, oh, man, that's a big reach. Here we go. So Lola, her face gets so messy. I don't know why, but her face is, who's a good girl? She doesn't like being held like this. She's like, no, thank you, Mom. I do not want to be held like this. So I feel like I'm so sorry. I feel like someone came on earlier and they said they had missed the part about what I was doing for barking. So let me know if you're still on here and I didn't answer your question. I'm just remembering that I meant to circle back to that question. I think I got onto one of my little tangents, as I do sometimes. I posted my video about my ex-plant this week, and I seriously had the nicest comments from so many of you guys. It was so amazing that people got on and were so supportive. And knock on wood, I actually didn't get any mean comments, which was amazing and I was so happy about. So that was great. Mariana says the first breeder we found was selling puppies that were 5 weeks old. We asked if he could sell them when they got older, but he refused. So we found another breeder. We got our puppy when she was 9 weeks old. That's so good that you found someone else, because honestly, that's really bad that person was going to do that. Mariana, I'm so proud of you. Oh, Lola. Poor Lola. Lola has the worst, most tangly hair of any Yorkie I've ever had, but she's just my sweet little soul dog, and I love her so much. Yes, you don't have really good hair, though. I love you. I love you. I mean, she is like the best friend that anybody could ever have. Look at her. And I don't know if you guys saw my Yorkie grooming video, but she was so good when I was grooming her. I didn't need to clip her to anything. She just stood right on the coffee table and let me groom her there. So that was incredible. Oh my goodness, you have a big tangle here. I don't know who's, it definitely wasn't me grooming you. We'll get that out. There you go. Her hair's still pretty short, so not too hard to groom. Oh, she doesn't want the legs groomed. So guys, please feel free, if you're just joining now, would love to have you hop into the comments and feel free to comment or ask questions about anything. I love it. Like Sunday chats, I feel like definitely lots of chat about Yorkies, but also sometimes people come on and they ask questions about fitness, lifestyle, whatever you feel like talking about. I just love getting on here and chatting with you guys a little bit. And there's so many different things that I love to talk about. So even though I make it mostly about Yorkies, I do like to talk about other things because there's always so much, going on. So, oh my goodness, good girl. I don't know if anybody saw it, by the way. Danica Patrick, the former NASCAR driver, she was in People magazine this week, and she said that she got a breast implant because her breast implants were making her sick as well. So I thought that was really cool that she was so brave and said it publicly. I feel like she's so famous, and a lot of really well known people get even more flack for speaking out about it. So anyway, I thought that was a cool little thing. Also cool, 10 of my friends sent me the clip. So I thought that was really neat that people were thinking about me and, sending out info and stuff like that. I've been really busy at my salon. All my clients are coming in, getting their hair done before I leave. And one of my girlfriends is going to fill in for me when I'm in California, and she's super good at doing hair color as well. So I've been just like letting my clients know that they can also trust her. I know they trust me the very most because a lot of them have been seeing me for years and years, but it is so nice. Starting to get a little bit not dark out there, but the light is, you can tell it's getting like cooler light in here now and just a little bit darker. Trying to think of what else was happening. It was a pretty busy week this week. My husband is going to pick up his new truck in Utah, which is super exciting. And I need to get airline tickets to go to California. And I got on today and looked at them. And has anybody noticed that flying has become so incredibly expensive? I feel like airline tickets are about double of what they were. I mean, granted, they're double what they were like 9 years ago. So not 2 years ago, but they have gotten so expensive. Marcy, I haven't. I'm going to make a video about that. Maybe that's the one that I'll make this week. I have not had time to do it yet. I did my explant video this week, but I will absolutely make that video. And thank you for the reminder. Maybe on Tuesday I'll do some filming because tomorrow I'm going to go for, I think, my last workout with my workout coach I've been working with, and because I won't be able to work out for 3 months. So I'm going to go for the last one for quite a while. And I don't think I'm really up for, I've been super tired lately. So I don't think I'm up for anything like what I was doing, like let's say 6 weeks ago. But I figured I would really like to see her and thank her for she's been such a positive influence on being my best self. And I don't know, she's a really cool person that is really confident and comfortable in her own skin. And I think I know actually she's been an amazing influence on me. So I just want to thank her because all of these things, there's a lot of other stuff that I'm going to talk about really soon. All of these things that are kind of falling into place in my life, I feel like have been influenced by her as she sets this great example for how to be. And it's not that I was like lost or adrift or anything like that, but she's just a really strong woman. So I've gotten a lot of great inspiration from being around her. JW says the prices are outrageous. Yes, I am looking for tickets to Orlando in July, and the airfare has caught me off guard. Yes, I know. So I was even looking at JetBlue, and I thought that like the one-way tickets were round trip, and I didn't understand how like they're just so expensive. Um, and I know this is really high maintenance, but I think I'm going to be pretty uncomfortable flying for 6 hours or 6.5 hours or whatever it is on the way back from my surgery. So I think I'm going to buy separate tickets. And I don't really care. I can get a regular ticket out there, but I would like a big first class seat on the way back because I can only imagine like how I'm going to feel. And I also know that I'm going to need to get up and stretch all the time. So I don't know. I feel like it's just so expensive that it's kind of hard to justify, but I don't know about being trapped in a tiny seat when I just had surgery. So I think it's also going to be hard. Like I'm not allowed to open or lift my arm. So I'm going to have to talk to the people in TSA because I can't do that, whatever that scan thing is. It says $700 to Las Vegas, Marcy. That is crazy. That's so much money. Oh my gosh. And it says Southwest tickets are worse than JetBlue. I didn't even look at Southwest. It's so funny. I don't think Southwest ever even shows up when I'm looking for tickets. I always look on Google Flights, and for whatever reason, it never shows me any Southwest tickets. I didn't know that they were worse than JetBlue, though. I mean, everything was expensive. United was expensive. Oh my gosh, American was so expensive. So yeah, it's so crazy. I fly. I can fly for free because my dad was an airline pilot, but the problem is he's retired and he's really old now. So I would have the worst priority. In other words, there's no chance I would ever get where I need to go, especially because flights are so full these days. Um, but and I wish I could do that because man, I just don't want to pay for these airline tickets. Um, and I think I'm being just especially cheap just because I'm not going to work for, I don't know, 5 to 7 weeks when I'm getting better. Hopefully, maybe it will only be 4 weeks, but I just feel like there's a pretty good chance that it will be longer. It just really depends on how I'm feeling. Oh my goodness, Lola. Good girl. Come on. Gotta get that. Wow, you got a big old poopy there. Hold on. Let me get that. Come on. Good girl. I always have to talk to her a lot. I think I will definitely go to their website and check it out too. Who knows? Maybe they have better prices than the other ones. But I just don't know. I was even thinking maybe I should fly to airlines or something like that. I was not expecting it to be that expensive, that's for sure. Melissa says, where are you flying into LA? So I think LAX, Melissa, I looked at Burbank because sometimes in the past I've flown into Burbank, but there were just so few flights that I think probably LAX because we're staying in Newport Beach, California. So anyway, just like a real shocker. I was like, usually I think when I travel, I will say I sort of book my travel. Like I'll look at the dates and I'll just look for weeks that are cheaper. But because for this particular surgery, I can't choose when I'm going. I just have to go when I'm supposed to go. So I don't really have much flexibility, but they did have like sort of a cheaper ticket, but you have to fly out at 6 a.m. And I think flying out at 6 a.m. is just going to be so hard on my body where I'm already so tired. So I'm just going to try to get a ticket that's at a reasonable time and do my best. But I just had no idea that everything, I mean, it must also be so expensive because fuel is so expensive, right? So I'm sure there's a variety of reasons why, but wow, it's pretty crazy. Hold on, those. I can just feel, does this happen to you guys when you're brushing your dogs? Like you can just feel the dog hair like in your mouth. It just gets into every it flies around. It gets into every area. I know you don't like this. I know. I know. She's like, please don't brush me because I don't want it. Anyway, I will find some ticket. Oh, I know. You're so scary. Oh, she does not like it when I try to brush her. So the other ones are so good about letting me brush them when they are upside down in my lap, and she is just not having it. Well, guys, it's always so nice to chat with you. I love our little Sunday chats. It's super casual and things like that. I don't really have more updates than that. Jeff is in Arizona now. He's doing some stuff with his family, and he's coming here soon. And then he is going to take really good care of me. I might do, if I feel up to it, I might try to do a live like this. We'll just see how I feel, but like a live the Sunday after my surgery just to check in with everybody and say hi. And also, I'm going to be probably going stir crazy. I won't have the puppies, but it's still always really fun to chit chat and see how everybody's doing. Melissa, I hope that your puppies settle in really, really well with you. And I pray that everything goes really well with their feeding, and obviously look out for hypoglycemia and things like that, and just be in close contact with your vet in case anything happens. Keep them warm and, just be their mom as much as possible. Guys, I hope that you have a wonderful Sunday. It's always so nice to chit chat with you. Lola, I've got to show you how she's looking. She's getting there. Oh, she's such a little spunky gal. Let's put this down so you can see her better. Lola is getting there with her grooming. Oh yeah, look at you. Wow, that's so nice. Yeah, that's such a nice girl. That's such a nice girl. I love my little Loli. Oh, Haley, Simba is good. Thanks for asking. He's been a little bit wild. He actually picked up Lola this week on the couch and threw her, so that was not good. He got in a lot of trouble for that. I think he sometimes forgets that he's not or that they're not as big as he is. So he was a little bit wild, but he's a very sweet boy, and he has been cut. He's over there laying under a dresser, like his head is just under it. He's so silly, but he's a very, very good boy. Most of the time he cuddles with me every morning, and he's very, very happy. So thank you for asking. I'm going to start bringing him outside again soon too for some walks. And Melissa says, thank you. Yes, I am keeping NutriCal close, and we have a vet visit in the morning. That's great. Thank you so much. And Marcy says, have a good week. Gonna walk my Yorkies. Have a great walk, Marcy. Guys, thank you so much for joining. If you haven't already hit the like button, please hit like on the way out. I always appreciate that. And I will see you guys soon. Thank you for all of your kindness and your company. Stay healthy and stay beautiful. Hello, Poppy. Bye, guys. Thanks for joining.